new SEC.
Arkansas versus Tennessee is our next game we want to cover here. They play at 7:30 p.m. ABC. Is this the hardest test, SEC test for the Tennessee Volunteers yet this season? Is up for debate, but it's definitely a question and a theme when I think about this game here. Tennessee comes in with Dylan Sampson, leads the conference in rushing touchdowns, and still kind of vying to see if he's the best running back in the country. But thoughts on this game?
Yeah, I mean, Tennessee has been – it's tough because they play these teams like NC State, and it's like a big game in week one, and we're like, okay, NC State wasn't that good actually. Yep. And then they go to play Oklahoma, game day, and we're all excited for that. And then the game's over, and we're like, okay, Oklahoma isn't actually that good. Right. So it's like, we're testing them. We're kind of moving the goalposts on Tennessee week over week, and I've seen that in all media. And this game, like I mentioned earlier in the episode, I think Arkansas is probably the best 3-2 team in the country. Oklahoma State, who beat them 3-2 as well, but we can go back and forth on what went wrong in that game. I think Arkansas offers from a quarterback position something that the other two good tests that they had didn't offer. We've seen Taylor Green make many mistakes, but he's going to test this Tennessee defense in a way that he has the mobility. He's not Jackson Arnold, who played pretty awful in that game. He can get to his receivers. Jaquindon Jackson is solid, hasn't been lately, but there's a lot of opportunity for this Arkansas team to make some waves here.
Yeah, there's definitely an opportunity and a lot of opportunity for this Arkansas team to make some waves here. Definitely will be the best running back they've faced across the season with Jaquindon Jackson, and we can kind of talk to how he's been doing in this whole season and how he's been doing the past couple games. But Taylor Green, I think you have to look at the quarterback position and how explosive and dynamic he can be and what that means for this Tennessee defense, who is top 3 in the conference across the board in a couple different categories. And so when I'm thinking about the keys to this game, it's what can Arkansas's defense do to slow down the rush? Mm-hmm. Top 4 defense in the conference. Did not do that well against A&M last week. I think they gave up at 113 yards to Le'Veon Moss. Dylan Sampson's a whole different beast. Yeah. Volunteer fans know that. And so that's gonna be an interesting test when I think about this game, and it can Taylor Green control the turnovers and take the third down success that he has and have more successful drives. Those two things put Arkansas in a position where they were similarly against Oklahoma State, where they could win the game and they could take this game.
Yeah. Well, Ollie Gordon not just to keep talking about the Oklahoma State game, they had him pretty bottled up until late. There's a couple penalties that put him in positions to score late in the game. Dylan Sampson is probably one of the better, if not one of the best running backs in college football right now. Yeah. Landon Jackson, Eric Gregory, they've been solid at stopping the run right now for this Arkansas defense. They're letting up, less than 100 yards per game. So they've done good at stopping the running game. So the test is going to be on Nico. Can he pass effectively against a defense who, I'll say against the Auburn game, they made some good plays on the ball. As much as Auburn's good at turning the ball over right now, they made some good plays on the ball and took some of those, with some athletic plays from Taylor Green. Tennessee is so good at getting to the quarterback. They're really good at getting to the quarterback. Arkansas's O-line is really good at letting guys get to their quarterback, especially on their right side. I won't keep saying the guy's name because I don't want to keep singling him out, but I saw a lot of, clips from him last week and some film showing him, getting toasted there on the right side of the line. But you have a quarterback in Taylor Green who can improvise and take broken plays and turn them into something. The 3rd and 19 to Satania. We saw the first touchdown of the last game to Tesla where he, got past some of that initial pressure and threw that 75-yard pass. Yeah. So it's going to be a rough game for Arkansas that they're going to have to kind of scrap for from a pressure standpoint.
Definitely going to have to kind of scrap for it. And I think Arkansas is kind of built for these scrappy games because that's been the story of the season. And, when I think about for Tennessee, just from Nico's perspective, he's going to have to make sure that he can kind of, keep a handle on the football. Positively, he's looked super impressive, 7 touchdowns in the season. He's got a touchdown just about every game. Like we said, there were some moments in the Oklahoma game where the defense was able to bail them out. And that's fine. It wins the game, but not every game you're going to be afforded to be bailed out by your defense in some of these situations. And Arkansas is kind of a dangerous team, right? Potentially
Yeah.
the best 3-2 team in the country. Guys like TJ Metcalf, who are a ball hawk for Arkansas, have the opportunity to kind of make, this game a little bit tougher for Tennessee. I think, if I'm Tennessee, it's like, I don't want to give Arkansas any hope. I don't want this to feel like we're in the same game, because ideally you're not in the same league when it comes to team caliber, but you're in a similar league when it comes to talent. Both have top running backs, both have mobile quarterbacks, both have competitive defenses. Tennessee's defense is stronger. Arkansas's defense, they're bend don't break. They make impressive plays, but they're not, there's an opportunity here for them to show us more. So, picks, predictions, what you thinking?
I mean, for me, I like this Arkansas team, and I keep defending them week over week when they find a way to throw a game away. I think the key to this game for Arkansas is Jaquindon Jackson. If he can play like he did weeks 1 through 3, where he had 17 plays of over 10 yards. The last 2 weeks, he's only had 1 in each game. If he can play like we know he's capable of doing, he can test a defense who even sees him coming. We saw the touchdown he had last week where he broke out the play that they were already kind of blowing up behind the line. I think he's the key for Arkansas in this game if he gets going. But I don't see this Tennessee defense allowing that to happen. So I like Tennessee here. They're 13.5-point favorites right now. I like Tennessee winning 31-17.
Yeah, I think we're in the same boat here. I like Tennessee 41-14. I think they get up early on Arkansas. They handle business. The defense makes a strong stops early on. And Arkansas is kind of playing catch up here to try to take this game.